Zone 5 has finally ended, and it was an absolutely crazy time. We annihilated the enemies, but there were a couple of interesting things that happened to me. So today we are going to go through and talk about everything that happened in Zone 5 from beginning to end and what some of the things that happened were. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms gameplay episode from your very own Shappy Gaming. Today, we are going to be talking about what happened in Zone 5 of this insane KVK. Now, if you're new to this KVK and have no idea what I'm talking about, here is the map for you. It is Aeolia, Dardania, Lycia, and Mycenae. We are playing the Song of Troy KVK. I'm having so much fun with it. Now, this KVK is particularly special because there are 28 kingdoms in this KVK, and just one of them is us in 2098. So the main combat that we're going to be talking about today was between Dardania and Lycia, which is the top and bottom on the right side. We will be talking about what happened with Aeolia and Mycenae as well, because that was a much more entertaining fight. But without further ado, let's get into it. So let's talk about how this zone went chronologically. So I will be throwing up some video right here so you guys can actually see it, and it will be showing exactly what happened. So first things first, pass opens. Now, pass is open, and we do have the Trojan horse because we're in the Song of Troy KVK. Now, the Trojan horses are actually really cool. Let me show you how they work. So Trojan horses are mobile, so you can run these horses around up until you decide you want to build a fort with them. Now, what these horses do is they actually accelerate the combat timeline in KVK because you can teleport onto the territory of the land that the horse sets. But you can also have your horse get attacked. And I'll show a couple clips here above of us both attacking and having our horses get attacked during this first Zone 5. Now, horses do make the KVK zones move a lot faster because you can TP in much faster. You can get rallied while you're on the territory of the horse, but it is way quicker. You can take down the horse, you can attack the horse, you can teleport onto the territory of the horse and get the territory bonus. You can also build off of a horse once it has gotten set. Now, if your horse is full, it takes 20 minutes for a horse to get set. That's not a very long time. And so what happened at zone opening is we threw down some horses right over here at the monument, and our enemies did too. Now, the thing is, the monument is really kind of closer to us on the bottom than it was to them on top, at least from a march path standpoint. And we were moving way, way, way faster than they were. So again, there will be some footage up here of us actually going in, taking over this part of the zone. So this march was easily 10 minutes from the pass all the way up to here. Now, we got control of the monument area really, really quickly. We took down all of the enemy horses almost instantly. There was one exception, which was there was a fort over here, but we used our horses to get rid of their forts as well, which is a huge value add of having those horses. Now, you do only get the horse once every 8 hours, so it takes time for it to regenerate. So just keep that in mind because you do want to make sure that you are planning effectively with those. You don't want to lose them. Unfortunately, our enemies in this area lost all of their horses right away, which immediately pushed them back to this Herion. Now, you'll notice they have not captured this Herion, and they're not going to capture this Herion because we took over the zone. Now, this was where a lot of the fighting was centered. It was really right in this zone right over here. They never got beyond this lake right here, and that was just spectacular. I'm so proud of all of the kingdoms in our camp. Again, that's 3592, 1888, 2335, 2098, 2045, 2533, and 2896. Really, really proud of those that are in our camp. They did a great, great job with the fighting. Now, we took down the horses. I've already spoken about that, told you how that went down, and then the fighting was here. Now, the problem was that the march speed was really, really long, and we didn't have a lot of territory established yet. And even when we did have territory established, It was all the way down here. So my marchers came home. I maxed Philip because we've been talking about this for a long time. Folks were like, hey, you should just do it. I did max Philip, so I can show you him now, and I'll have the clip again of me going through and maxing him. So you can see he's expertised. There we go. And I still have a fair bit of gold heads left over. I got 650 gold heads left over. So when the next infantry commander comes out, I will be ready. I'm hoping the next infantry sucks. If you want to learn more about that, check the video on the top right side of your screen. I already made a whole video talking about how I think the next infantry is not going to be very good. So went ahead and maxed Philip and then said, okay, well, you know what? I'm way too far away. Now, again, there was no forts over here. They were over here and they weren't built yet. So we had the horses, but there was not a lot of TP space. So naturally, as one does, I random teleported around and I landed, again, bear in mind, we never really got beyond the Hirion, but I landed directly over here. And just ignore this piece right now. I'm just getting you the coordinates. I landed essentially right here. And they had territory coming down right here. So I was about a flag away from their territory. And I said, I'll pause me and play the video right here. P.5. Wow. Okay. Let's do this. I don't like this. I don't think I like where I am. Gains, I don't like this. But I do think they already wasted all their imprisons. So that, like, is a nice potential relief. I just think I'm a target. You know? I think I'm a target. But we'll see. Yeah, they imprisoned Ruben over here. That was a waste. Who wants to fight Shappy? Who wants to be on YouTube? Yeah, I went positive there. Not great, but better than nothing.
3 hours later.
How much longer? Oh, shit. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Well, it's live. I got a couple options here. I got Frenzy for 13 minutes. I got Imprisoned for 9. Let's throw Flavius on here. Gains, I blame you. Okay, so we got a couple options. So where's Flavius? You know Flavius, there we go. Okay. Oh, let's see. They launched a rally. They did launch a rally. So what I could do is I could actually ferry my troops. Let's do that. Empty out the city, yep. And use this now. Shit. Oh, fuck.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
No, I fucked that up. Oh, this is not good. Oh, no. No, I've made a big mistake. Oh, no. Okay, hold up. I got a couple other options. You just want me to tank it. Stop what? You're saying don't heal? Take the rally? Bro, what are you talking about? Okay. Mishi's coming to help. Mishi's gonna save me. That'd be freaking great. Stop, 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 stop. Fuck, let me heal. I missed it. Damn it. Oh, let me heal, damn it. But I survived it, thankfully. Then I had some swarming reports. These were juicy. Some people tried to swarm me. Not sure what they were thinking. So overall, I actually went close to positive between the two. 165 in that first report, 195 in the second. You know, I think that's what, 340. So I went close to positive. It wasn't the best, but it's about as good as some normal field trades. And that really accelerated me early on in the kills. Lost a little bit of resources, but no big deal there. So that was the big highlight. Was not planning on that happening in the first zone, but I learned my lesson. So then we had a horse fort over here that we needed to defend because we were trying to take down an enemy alliance fortress. I teleported over there last minute. There were a couple other folks that did the same, and we saved the horse fort. But you can see exactly how fragile these horse forts are already just in this early part of the game. It was a little scary there, but I did enjoy that. That made things a lot more fun, and we were able to knock down that fort. So that was about it, and then we teleported onto the territory and enjoyed the long marches over there. But ultimately, the zone went really fast for us. It was about 6 hours of fighting. I streamed most of that. If you guys want, you can check the video on the top right. That has the whole stream, but I'm making this video to try and make it so you don't have to watch that. And ultimately, here's how I ended up. We had 92,000 dead, not very many at all, and 7.6 million kills. Not nearly as many as I wanted, not nearly as many as I was hoping for. As you guys see, I have tons of resources left. I was ready to go for more. I had maxed Philip. Our enemies just weren't. They did not want to fight. There were not very many of them in the field, and they were cheeseburgering. The trades weren't great. There was no fighting over here. This zone was wrapped up in 6 hours. However, now we can talk about our allies. Our allies had a lot more fighting. So just to give you guys perspective, in this KVK generally, I am, let's see our rankings here. I am rank 161 in kills. In the mid-season review, this is the Zone 5 fighting, I'm ranked 300, which isn't great. So why is that? Well, if you look at the kingdoms, remember, the people on the left, you have Mycenae, and you have the other folks, Aeolia. So that's water and the lion there. And we'll go through and you can see exactly how many of those folks were in those two camps compared to us. The very first person is Mishi in 2098. Then you go back to water, Mycenae, Aeolia, Mycenae, Aeolia, Mycenae, Aeolia, Mycenae, Aeolia, Mycenae. Bear in mind, we have not seen, I think, anyone from Dardania yet in here. Aeolia, Mycenae, Aeolia, Mycenae, Aeolia, Mycenae. A couple more from us. There we go. Ah, there's our couple from Dardania. So the first 100 fighters are almost exclusively from this left zone. I think maybe 6 of them were not. So me being ranked 300, I'm probably in the top 50 within our zone. I'd say that pretty comfortably. There just was not a lot of fighting there. But the allies over here did an amazing job, and they conquered their zone, as you can see over here. They did a great job. They have control. They've taken the zone 5. They got the monument, and they blocked out the enemies. So what does this mean for the rest of this KVK? Well, it's interesting because our allies won their zone 5. We won our zone 5. In theory, this means we should win this KVK. Will I get an Otark? Probably not, because there are so many kingdoms in this KVK, but it's possible. It's still a long KVK to come. We still got zone 6 and zone 7. I expect we'll end up invading this top zone without much difficulty, but that's kind of where we are going into this next zone. It is possible that these folks on the left end up hopping over and trying to fight us, and the folks on the right do that. But this top zone is just, Dardania is really not doing particularly well, which is surprising given that they have the highest power of any other zone. But we'll have to see how it all shakes out. The fact that Mycenae was able to beat Aeolia is pretty crazy to me, but it's going to be a spicy KVK. These patron skills are really interesting. I have to say, the Athena buff, I'm using Artemis, the Athena buff for healing is absolutely unhinged. And the Artemis teleporting skill takes a little bit of practice. So just, if I were you, if you're going to use Artemis, make sure you test that skill before you try and use it in combat. You can see in the rally, I tried to take my troops away. It didn't go all that well. So just test this out before you decide you're going to use it. And if you guys have enjoyed, be sure to drop a like on the video and hit that subscribe button right over there, bottom right-hand corner, and hit the bell so you get notified when new episodes come out. Thank you all. Shappy out.